walking through the ruins in Greece, camping on the barren deserts in Egypt, scaling the narrow alleys in Taiwan, traversing the mountain tribes in Vietnam, and posing with the beautiful castles in Turkey. Imagine going on these dream vacations, plus making many more shorter trips several times a year. But more and more young people are no longer satisfied with living on their imagination. Many of them are turning their dreams into reality even before they turn 25. And once they start traveling, they don't seem to be able to stop. But what could be the consequences of extensive traveling?
I'm in debt now.
Besides a thinning wallet, the withdrawal symptoms can be deadly too. How would you feel if you were to be confined to Singapore for the next 3 months?
I'll die.
What about for Jingyun? Would you die the same way?
Probably. Probably I'll die the same way.
Okay. So what if the word recession makes it to news headlines every other day? They won't let go of their addiction despite the tough time.
I want to cut down, but I couldn't. Like there's promotion everywhere,
Today, Point Blank profiles 4 frequent leisure travelers who exhibit symptoms of travel addiction. First, Lynette, who went on a 6-month graduation trip. Magdalene, who is in constant search for jobs that are based overseas. Jingyun, whose dream is to turn traveling her profession. And Limit, who end up in debt after all her trips. First up, let's find out when and how did they develop the addiction.
Just can't stop. I love it. I just can't wait. I'm a traveler no matter what it takes.
For me, it started in the uni days when I was being exposed and I started backpacking. So it all begins from there.
And then the influence comes from your peers, is it?
Yes.
So if you were to blame someone for your frequent traveling habits, is to be your friends, right? You have to blame your friends.
I don't blame them. I thank them for introducing me to travel.
Okay.
I don't blame them.
Okay, Limit.
For me, she influenced me. So I got to blame her.
So you blame her.
In the US, I was there on an exchange program, so that was where it all started.
I guess it all started when I went on this work and travel program in the US. Yeah, for 3 months. Yeah, and then after that, I went on an exchange to Hong Kong for 7 months.
And
then after that, I went on this graduation trip for 6 months to Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Korea, and Hong Kong.
It was the experience of my first trip that triggers it. So after that, I start looking out for books, for travel shows, and there's a lot of travel show, and it's very appealing, and you really want to travel after that.
Okay, then you cannot stop, right? After that.
Yes. For me, it's more about the travel show that I watched.
Well, the media will definitely shoulder some responsibilities for their addiction. But what about the recession? Would you consider cutting down the number of trips that you make this year? Or it wouldn't affect you?
Actually, I want to cut down, but I couldn't. Like there's promotion everywhere. This going to Bali, everything $30 only. So it's like everywhere is like very cheap. So you couldn't resist the temptation.
Do your parents have any objections to you guys being such frequent travelers?
Initially it was okay, but now because of the downturn, so my mother was like, you better not go anywhere within the next few years.
But did you listen to her advice?
Usually I'll go first, then come back, then I'll tell her.
Oh no, okay. Yeah, but they won't make a big fuss over it, your parents.
No lah, cause you already went, so what can they say, right?
And you are spending your own money now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, so they can't do anything about it.
They'll just nag on.
They will ask me to cut down on the trips during recession so that you can prepare for the rainy days and stuff. But like she said, if I want to travel, there's no way they can stop me, right?
They can't stop you, but if they don't fund your trips, where on earth did you get the money to feed your addiction?
Savings and also tuitions.
Okay, so you take up the part-time jobs so that you can finance your overseas trips, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Tuition. There was before going on my exchange program, and when I was in Europe, I was working for a bit in Europe. So that gave me enough cash.
I mean, I earn my own money.
Okay.
Part of them is part of it is theirs, but like kind of like recycled over a few trips. You know, it's like you earn some money back, and it's like you get the amount of money from them. Then when you're on a trip, you earn some money. So it's like then with that you use it for another trip kind of thing.
So they give you the startup capital.
Yeah, correct.
Parents aside, many travel agencies and banks have also pledged to be kind sponsors with their interest-free Travel Now, Pay Later schemes. Travel agencies have those Travel Now, Pay Later schemes. So is it a good idea, to opt for such schemes when you travel? Yeah.
I will never do that.
No. Even if it's like interest-free installment. Yeah.
No, because I don't want to come back and start thinking that I have debts to pay. I rather to be able to travel within my means and spend within my means.
Okay.
I don't think, that is a good idea.
Okay. For Li Min, is it a good idea?
No, definitely not. Like, I ended up in this kind of situation. It's interest free, but still it's your friend's money. So
and you still have to pay them back.
Yeah, it's not very nice.
Because I don't want to come back and start thinking that I have debts to pay. I rather to be able to travel within my means and spend within my means.
Well, good to know that they're consciously avoiding the debt trap. But would they constantly cut down their spendings on other items just so to finance their trips?
Louis Vuitton bag versus, going on a trip to Europe. Yes, of course I'll go to Europe.
What are the items that you will cut down on in terms of your spending? Yeah.
Food.
Okay. So you won't go for like a lot of restaurant meals just so that you have enough money to finance your next trip, right?
I don't eat in a restaurant unless I have gathering with my friends. Yeah.
Okay. So normally what do you survive on?
I cook myself. Home cook.
Yeah.
If not canteen food. Yeah.
Okay. When you were in school. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to live on instant noodles for a period of time, the week before your journey? Yeah, so that you can save more money for your trip itself.
Not really.
Not really.
not until that extent. Yeah.
It's still something more decent than instant noodles.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Jing Yun?
Yeah. I will not really make a conscious effort to cut down, but maybe do less shopping.
Okay.
Reduce on the unnecessary items. But food-wise is a necessity. I will not cut down.
Okay. Consider putting your obsession with traveling or addiction to traveling into good use. Pick up a job that allows you to travel a lot.
I would love to have a job overseas. Yeah, I mean, of course, having a job that allows you to travel a lot is a plus. But, I mean, if there doesn't come a point where I have that opportunity, then I'll continue traveling and be addicted to traveling.
Like my secret wish is to be a traveler as a profession.
Okay.
Yeah, if I have the chance to, I would like to travel around and do shows or documentaries and record my experience.
Okay.
But that's like a dream.
Okay.
It's a dream. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to also, but I think
And what
for
sort of
now,
jobs are you looking into? Yeah.
I thought of tour guide before, but in the end I realized actually it's not really because for tour guide you have your design destination. So every time you go, like let's say you bring people to China, so it's forever China. That's not what I want.
Yeah. And then sooner or later you'll get tired of the same cities.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Even if for like air stewardess, they went to different places, right? But they can only stop there for like 1 or 2 days, like maximum 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not what I want also.
Right.
So I think the best is still work harder here. Then after that, save the money and then go travel as long as I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get a job that gives you like really high pay, so you can afford all kinds of trips.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So what would you say to people who tell you that traveling is a waste of time and money?
You're missing out on a lot.
I think there's an initial investment, obviously. You put in money and to travel to somewhere else. But at the end of it, you get to learn about, again, the world, people, cultures, languages. It helps you see outside Singapore. It helps you see outside what you see on TV, what you read in the newspaper, what you see on the internet. Yeah.
Maybe our question there, have they really traveled before? If they have, then I don't think they will really say such thing if they have really experienced traveling.
I don't care about this kind of people lah. Mind your own business. As in, I want to travel is my own business. If I want to if you think I'm wasting my time, then fine. I'm wasting my own time, right? So it's not your time. So I still don't care.
And can their wanderlust ever be curbed?
So if there is like some form of Travelers Anonymous kind of help group, like, you know, Alcoholic Anonymous, Drug Anonymous, you wouldn't want to join them?
If you put a group of travel freaks together, right, I think they will continue traveling even more.
Yeah, it's easier for them to find companions, right?
Yeah, correct.
Since we are with a group of traveling experts, let's get them to tell us which are the must-go and must-not-go places.
So what's the most memorable trip for Li Min?
I think for me it would be Greece.
Greece, okay.
Yeah.
And in what way is it a nice location for travelers?
I think it's nice because we went to Egypt first, so it's kind of like less developed. Then after that, we went to Greece. So it's like, oh, we have been to heaven. Like, oh, finally.
Been to hell and then
heaven.
Oh
yes.
my god. So for Jingyu, what's your most memorable trip? Yeah. One location that you want to recommend?
Austria. Because when I was there, it comprises of the city. And also, I went to Vienna. After that, I went to another place called Zalamsi. So it has the history portion. It also has the sceneries and stuff. I was at the mountains. I saw glacier. I saw snow. I did everything that I wanted to do there.
Oh,
so
in
it's
Austria. Okay.
Yeah, so it comprises of everything for me.
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Okay, 4 is?
It's scenery. Yeah.
Okay.
It is really, really beautiful. Yeah. Or Tasmania.
Okay.
It's similar.
Wow.
And their oysters are really good.
I think you have to be Granada in Spain, because that was when I climbed Sierra Nevada. That was one of the mountains in the region. And what made it so memorable is that we started off at 5 a.m. And because I was not prepared in the right gear, I was in my shorts and slippers at about 5 degrees Celsius in the morning, climbing the mountain. So that really made it very memorable. But of course, during the trip, it was, as fun, together with my friends, and
You actually survive in shorts at 5 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, well, I was freezing for an hour, but what choice do I have? I already, landed myself at the base of the mountain.
And what is one trip that you want to forget?
I don't want to forget any trip.
Okay.
Yeah, I think all the trips are memorable in their own ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even when you were traveling in Egypt and you have lost your wallet, it's not something that is so bad that you want to forget it.
No, it's not that bad. As in, the whole Egypt trip was nice, except the lost the wallet part.
The money matters part. Okay.
Yeah, and I would say some of the experience there are quite nice.
Okay.
Like we actually slept in the desert, then camp in the desert. Then we have we also camp on a boat. Yeah, they call it what is it called? Felucca. Yeah, so we went on a Felucca trip. Then we eat, we sleep on the boat.
Okay.
Yeah,
urinate on the boat.
No, we couldn't. We have to endure until the boat finally anchored. So we went up and we pee on the desert.
Of course, there will be some not so good memories along the way. Yeah.
The worst one that you have? Is it with the people?
For example, there was one time where we were staying in, we were helping out on the woofing program. So we were staying in this lady's house, and we were supposed to do weeding, gardening for them. And Australia has a shortage of water during some months. So according to her, we could only take showers outdoors. And the water was icy cold. Yes, it was in the open. There wasn't any curtain or anything at all. There was just a shower and that's all. It's like melted ice kind of cold water. It's not the Singapore tap water cold.
If you want to find out whether you have the same addiction, here's a checklist. First, you tend to end up surfing for air tickets or posting photos from your trips when you're supposed to be working on a Word document. Next, you may be an avid reader of travel guides and magazines. Third, you may feel obliged to let go of other material needs and save the money for your trips. Fourth, you're always planning for your next trip even before your current trip has ended. Fifth, you may experience severe withdrawal symptoms if you don't get to travel out of our little red dot. If most of your answers are yes, welcome on board. You have joined the ranks of travel addicts. But don't worry, this is still a socially acceptable form of addiction. It may even be a good form of investment, as it opens your eyes to more people, more cultures, and more opportunities, so long as you don't spend beyond your means.